Right, I'm saying transfer for ye di and common ahodo na common nyina e fa ye Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa North Tom la shebedwani asese do man panyina bona baso amano eye dwumadi a ye de hye ne sase eye Minister of Foreign Affairs wo eye o man konkro Ghana say ne de ya de se wa hye ne dwumadi enso so ase na beto odwamre ko hia eye appointment committee na say eye vetting committee ne etototo na no e fa eye ensema ahodo say dwuma ye de ma no betumi aye afei na bra bomu ne ade ne kopie mu se ukopie mu nkran popuni mantemu a airport hills ya de say yewura aye Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa a wo ye mrase medwane de ma de hye on ofton no owo aye property e ho no na so so ho no ye hwemu a ho dan no bo eden pa enya sanketo na ne ye de betu odwa ne ebusa ne say na woje a wo de koje sa aye property e ho no sa no yewura Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa e de ho evidence nyina e de aba bonten enema hodo edimu say dan ye ne de anasa nya ne de ane nyina no ya de say ode aba betu edwa busia ye korienti nsema hodo a yewura aye Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa ode atu edwane ye ba be transfer fee sankomo no ye di eho enkomo.
When during the vetting I said that I earn only 15,000 cedis. Did you hear me say that? Well, and the majority leader, Honorable Ayariga, addressed this on the floor, you recall, where he said that, look, MPs, we know how much we earn. We don't earn 15,000 cedis. We know that. Honorable Mahama Ayariga said that. At no point during my vetting did I say that I earn 15,000. We all know how much MPs earn. It is not 15,000 cedis. And in this discussion, what the Honorable Afenyo Markin has also failed to tell the Ghanaian people is that MPs receive rent allowance.
You the MPs?
Yes, in addition, we are entitled to rent allowance. Because remember that in the past, MPs were housed. You remember we had the MPs flat, the Sakumono area.
Okay.
Then there was a decision that the MPs should rather receive, rent allowances. So in addition to base pay, we have, rent allowances and other allowances.
So is that what you're using to pay for the airport hills, like where you are living?
Absolutely. You see, I have heard them engage in all kinds of illogical attacks. First of all, they claim that the airport hills property belongs to me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then they put out fake flyers that they have discovered some documents they never published. When I intercept documents, I make them available for everybody to verify. I check with the sources, validate them. None of the documents I have put out in my oversight work has been described as fake. Or have I hidden the documents? I always make them available in the spirit of transparency and accountability. I challenge them today to produce the document they say they have, which shows that that Airport Hills land belongs to my sister. And then they say that, so I bought it, put it in the name of my sister, so I'm not paying rent. That was the first flyer they put out, the first concoction.
And that you are just misrepresenting, saying you are paying rent.
Exactly.
That house belongs to you.
Yes, that
Airport Hills house doesn't belong to you.
It does not belong to me. It does not belong. And you see, I'm surprised at the level of sloppiness. Look, if I was on the minority side, and we say we have targeted this gentleman, my only crime in this is that I'm doing oral work. President Mahama says I should chair oral. And because of the work I did in saving this country billions and billions of cedis and dollars, protecting our state assets, that's my crime. So they made me a target. I should not go through vetting. With their micro-minority numbers, they say they will stampede my vetting and they will punish me because I sought to fight corruption and protect state assets. I campaign against state capture. I have sponsored a private members bill, which I call the Public Assets Protection Bill, saying that politically exposed persons should not be allowed. They should be prohibited from purchasing state assets. These are my crimes. Mm-hmm. These are my crimes. Elsewhere, this decent-minded politicians will rally behind an MP like this and support him. They will not vilify him, hound him, and seek to just, denigrate and subject him to all of these cruel, baseless attacks. Look, as I was saying, if I was on the minority side, Simple. Airport Hills, they have an estate management. Before the vetting, you saw how we were doing vetting. You saw the work we did. Honorable Muntaka, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, you saw the work we did. We will do our due diligence, our background work. We don't just get up and come there to settle personal scores. We will have gone there, written to the Airport Hills management, asked for documentation on the true status. That's what we will have done. They haven't done any of that. So in one breath, they say that the property belongs to me. I've put it in my sister's name, so I'm not paying rent. So in another breath, the same people, though, in another breath, they say that, how can you be earning 15,000 cedis? They know it's not true. I don't know about Afenyo Markin. He's an MP. He knows it's not true. That's not how much we are paid. He knows that we receive rent allowances. He doesn't want the Ghanaian people to know. They are not being transparent. They are not being truthful. He knows.
So you don't have property in your relatives' names?
No. I mean, why will I do that? I mean, Look, when I was asked about my Aveyeme house, I said, yes, I own it. I built it. If you look in my asset declaration, and I was going to do that. You remember the chairman said that the asset declaration law, you declare your assets with the Auditor General. You remember? And I have the verbatim report here from the proceedings of Friday, 31st January. If you go to page 132, the chairman stopped me that we have an asset declaration law in our country. So don't be declaring your assets public. Or if you set that precedent, everybody who appears will have to declare the assets. So
have you declared your assets?
I've declared my assets. I'm always on time in declaring my. You declare your assets before you take office, then at the end. Yes. And I thought that they could even have I told them that, look, you can even go to the Auditor General and ask for, if the committee so desires, ask for a copy of my asset declaration. So as I was saying, the same people, the inconsistency, the illogicality, and they don't credit Ghanaians with common sense. One breath, he owns the thing. He's put in his sister's name. He's not paying any rent. In another breath, you say that, he earns 15,000 cedis and he's paying rent, and I've heard all kinds of outrageous figures. They say $15,000, $20,000. Look, fortunately, Alfred, and this is exclusive to you. Even though, if you read page 132 of the verbatim report, the chairman of the committee said, when I was asked, and I said, Mr. Chairman, if you want me to share my tenancy agreement with you, even though I will have to seek the permission of my dear wife because we do it together, I have no qualms about that. Then the chairman rules that please do not proceed. It is not in the interest of the committee to be demanding your tenancy agreement, let alone how much you pay as rent.
So it was at the instance of the chair.
So when Afenyo Markin goes around saying that I was asked and I didn't produce, and they are all over the place saying that, I'm hiding, I claim my landlord has traveled and that I can't find my tenancy. Blatant lies. These proceedings were live. The verbatim report, read page 132, is here. The chairman said that would not be necessary, and the proceedings were live. But despite this, because of all the vicious attacks, corruption, fighting, those of us who want to stop the hemorrhage, stop the bleeding, I decided to write to the estate management that, look, I just want to settle this matter once and for all. So I wrote to the company called Finale, who are the managers of the Airport Hills properties, and told them that, look, even though the chairman, because I know everybody followed the proceedings, even though the chairman said this would not be necessary, I am writing to you, something the minority could have done. I'm writing to you, I want you to do full disclosure. Do I own a property at Airport Hills? Am I renting? What's the tenancy agreement? What are the rules? You've also heard them say that, even Airport Hills, you cannot rent. You've heard them say that.
Yes, because of how much you said to be earning. And that 15,000, which you say is not the case, you are earning more than that. But on the report you just read, it's saying that the rent is catered for by yourself and your wife.
Yes. Okay. We signed the tenancy agreement. So if you don't mind, can I read the letter I wrote to Finale?
I think we have a copy of that letter.
Yes, very quickly.
Let's put that on the screen.
And then I can confirm to you that Finale has responded, and we have forwarded same to the appointments committee, and I've asked that it should be made public. Okay. I have nothing to hide in this matter. So this is the letter.
Committee to make this information public.
Yes. So on the 3rd of February 2025, I wrote this letter to Finale Limited, and I say, dear sir or madam, request for confirmation of my residential status at plot number 565, number 1 Wilshire Boulevard, Airport Hills, Accra. On Friday, January 31, 2025, I responded to an invitation from the Appointments Committee of Parliament to be vetted as Minister for Foreign Affairs following my nomination by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. During the vetting proceedings, questions arose about my residential address, the nature of my occupancy, and the ownership of that address. I am by this letter granting consent to Finale Limited, the managers of Airport Hills, to provide information to the Appointments Committee stating my residential status. In the spirit of full disclosure, kindly be at liberty to also indicate the owner of the property in issue with the hope that the owner shall also consent. The size of the land, because you heard Nuti will say in Parliament that it's a 4-plot, it's a very palatial structure, and all of that. So I said, we want all that out. The size of the land, they should put all out. Then I also asked for the policy on rental. Then I conclude the last paragraph. Even though the record of proceedings will confirm that the Honorable Chairman of the Appointments Committee disallowed further inquiries on my tenancy, I have decided to pursue this path in accordance with my personal principles of transparency, accountability, and in the larger public interest, particularly considering that I have absolutely nothing to hide in this matter. Counting on your cooperation, sincerely, signed Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa.
Okay. So that's the copy of the letter.
3rd February 2025.
About. This one.
Despite the chairman's ruling, yes, this is the letter. And fortunately, yesterday, I received the response from Finale.
Okay. This is the
estate managers of Airport Hills. And this is what they have sent to the Appointments Committee, despite the chairman ruling that it will not be necessary. I just want to, because of the mischief out there.
Is that what is on the screen?
Yes, that is, yes, that is.
So they've written to Bernard Ahiafo?
They've written to Bernard Ahiafo, the chairman of the Appointments Committee. Attention, Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, February 6, 2025. Request for confirmation of my residential status at plot 565, number 1 Wilshire Boulevard, Airport Hills, Accra. The letter reads, letter dated February 3, 2025 on the above subject matter, directing us to send our response to the chairman of the Appointments Committee refers. With the consent of the homeowner and the tenants in the above subject matter property, we conducted a thorough search of our files. Our records show 1, a land title certificate issued on December 15, 2017 and registered as GA 53985, Volume 2, Folio 1440 for a parcel of land measuring 0.29 acre, one plot from Finale Limited to Husni Altibe. Husni Altibe, our landlord is a Jordanian.
I see.
Husni Altibe is not my relative. I don't have any Jordanian links. The letter continues. A tenancy agreement dated March 1, 2017 between Hosni Altibe and Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa and Noela Seduda as my wife, for which we granted our consent on August 8, 2017. A renewal agreement dated March 1, 2022. The tenancy is still subsisting and the requisite consent has been granted therein. Kindly find attached copies of the documents for your reference. 1, land title certificate dated December 15, 2017, consent certificate, 2022 renewal, tenants undertaking signed in 2017 and 2022 respectively, lessee's acknowledgement 2017 and 2022. Airport Hills is an owner-occupied community with a very limited number of rentals, subject to the consent of Finale Limited. Thank you, yours sincerely. This is signed by Bernice Among, Director of Administration. So the propaganda that I own it, they have been exposed. The propaganda that it belongs to my sister, they have been exposed. Here, the owner, the property belongs to Hosni, a Jordanian. The records also show that it's just a small one plot. The records also show that Airport Hills allows for rental. So it is not true when they say that, oh, so you see, they are so sloppy, and I know it's deliberate. They just, and if you listen to them, it's all because of Oral. That, Mr. Oral, he's going around, he's saying, why are we buying land for 42,000 cities? Why are we trying to buy hotels, net hotels? Why are we doing National Cathedral for $58 million? So he should come to Equity with clean hands. So we have to smear him. Even if there is nothing to smear, there is nothing, that I've done. Look, Alfred, let me state that I have served this country in many capacities. I've been Deputy Minister for Information. I've been Deputy Minister for Education. I've been MP all these years. At no time has any adverse finding been made against me. There is no Auditor General's report where you find my name that have diverted funds or taken anybody's money. At no point in time. I have attended upon my duties with utmost integrity, making sure that I do not disappoint the people of our country, particularly the youth, who have so much expectation.
Yes.
So if my crime is that I accepted this Oral appointment, and you heard them in Parliament, Mr. Oral, and he's harassing us, he doesn't want us to buy state assets for cheap, and he's preventing corruption, preventing bleeding, so we have to go with him, we have to deal with him. He who thinks he stands should, you heard some of the scriptures they were reading, should take heed lest he fall. Should this be about, and when you listen to them carefully, it's as though, you see, politics in Ghana now is become looting, robbery. Come and join us. Why are you trying to portray yourself as a saint? I haven't said I'm a saint, or I don't seek sainthood. I just believe that we should have conviction in our politics, that this is a country where so many people are suffering. Look at the millions out there who can't have jobs. There are no factories. Our factories are collapsing. People can't have potable drinking water, can't have hospitals. Even sometimes some things as basic as incubators. Preterm babies are dying because we don't have incubators. That $58 million we've sunk in a pit. Imagine how it can re-equip all our hospitals. You heard Otumfuo the last time complain about the state of Komfo-Anokye. All of these billions and billions of dollars that we are losing, and you ask yourself, is it a crime to say that let's all come together and try to protect state resources, protect state assets? It's not about sainthood. It's not somebody saying that he is Mr. Saint or he is an angel. I have not claimed that status. All I'm saying is that our politics can be decent, can be clean. We can, stop the hemorrhage and rechannel those resources to improving the lot of our people. Is that a crime?
Okay.
Should I be crucified because of that? And then they engage in all of these fabrications.
Right, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, na yedi your monitor.
Eti Okudzeto Ablakwa samia or the evidence I have trouble na all lie be lie. Or Shatta kotna si adwene wa hyehyɛ nneɛma settings and ei so what I says I let okotwe by ade bruni krom kura bibini de ne nyonko bibini krata ye adwuma ma ne yeye a bruni ntumi hu no ntinye hana o kotachi obabi akotwe lete bi aba ma ba yese asana o kana my sister de na usa no so de adwuma no wo ye GR for akwa hu sister so adwuma ye ko these are highly the same expensive area. Airport Hills na ye kanyam kra bia o because jorumu kra nyam kra bia na akoba say a friend say Airport Hills nti sa leti aba bonten na ya say o trust over cover nyama ni adade na wan ye nya de abato na na wie me dey an ka be problem o sabe dwuma bi wa wo ya we influence nyama sa o carry on ekra hye nkofo nkuna mamuso kopadwuma no biye ne nyina nu sa mo no wodo nsa bonkum ehwa ekoka papa wa ha wodo nsa nifa ekoka papa wa na de bonkum abetwa ntro wa ha na ma ya na samna kwakoya yi asma ye kesa mpisi ni bebli hono mo a sebe no abo ne bradada na wo ba nduti Okudzeto Ablakwa say ne bone a oye nyina no say ora na odi animu na o kire say mankofo en toto aban sase ne bone an no Sa ora na ma oye kran hwehwe ni mu yes eye time sankofo efum ma aban nyama nsase ne ade ka ne bodendeni a o hye ne tenta ne da ma obi wa hye akwa na tenta ne ya ade na wonfa di pokra de mfama no na ontua no wonfa na de enko etin samfo ne nkwasase bebre ekoso na nso akwese ye target group bi ye nyina nso se Ghana ha sei aban sase ne aban ne amaniama wonsem no ehyiase okosiko currency mreso obi okai bi enu se na company be no GNTC Ghana deben trade so den den we nyina na ya ban de nsam Canary and so many of them aban kofo na tonton di ya ana tonton ma mo ho na abesi ne aban da do ba ana saban no once MPP aban ba onso di bi others here every because was alleged some company and they was abai or vice president no e dan the man so vice president on trem no o free no so offer ayene di ha offer ye tin sembe brebe it is a certain way na aso be prove point bi na dear madam na dear sir na dear nyina sentence any ade the true pan say o magana fo nyina hu nyama ewum say be ya we kware ye hu ye hu ni say ade ya no my smart all about the damien so na be kire o kona osimian second of the nua Benjamin Ablakwa ene Christopher Ablakwa ene Neji Ablakwa o de tototo so obede akohu ni papa obede ni nua mo de ebiase wo si nua de ebiase wo si nua de ti no ni nua ba no de adwuma no ye se ni na wo say it's of public concern ni hu so twantran so twantro eti 1% of credit or there o map Ghana fo so hunu asset declaration one peliko for bre so me some be sa de no etumi anya possible because obi enim say sa de ne ba ade asembeba nim go for VAT o banan ka atumusi only 4 years na VAT o be 9 and 9 e o de sisi akra e o de sisi kumase ne ba bia o motape ene ade eti ade a the fish say some person eni ye dia o ma public ni so hunu ne ekobi
right so like share na FIFA comment section as FMI yakram